Hi guys! How are you this evening? Welcome to my living space. Welcome to my yoga class with you. Welcome to hopefully an hour of feeling like you're back at breathe. In my apartment currently, it's about 82 or 3 degrees, and that's super much like breathe for me. So our flow is gonna get between some slow movements and some quick loosening up. If you're watching and you're in the comments on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, just give me a thumbs up or a heart or whatever you want to let me know you can hear me okay. And I'm going to assume that you can and keep talking anyway, because I do love silence, but I love silence on my own terms. If you are just joining us, some things that could be super comfy for your practice are if you have enough space to go into a room where you have space if you're not there already, and to set up your computer so that it's in front of you. So mine is perpendicular to the long edge of my mat. If you want to put yours in front of your mat, that way your neck doesn't have to do any staying in one pose or extra work throughout the class. Some other things that are comfortable, bringing in blocks if you own them. If you don't have them, maybe you're one of those people that has that really big annoying book, you know, the one I'm talking about, Infinite Jest, or the Bible, lovely book there too. You can also do a stack of DVDs. I wouldn't actually, let's omit that last part. Get used to a lot of that. Me, false promises, got loads of them. And then the last thing that could be supportive when you do a yoga practice is any old blanket. So I've got a yoga blanket, but I've also got a much thinner throw blanket that I use a lot too. And a cushion that's kind of small could be in place of any of those things, and it's just nice to have nearby. So I'm going to set my things up nearby. Then I'm going to choose from one of them something to sit on. So please join me in a seat. Oh. In any seat that's comfortable. If today you're like, I've been sitting like this on my bed, on my laptop for hours, on my couch, wherever you have, maybe it would be more comfortable to go the other way, to try something different, to balance it out. Yeah, because we're going to be here for a moment. We're going to have a little chat and drop into our breath, drop into our bodies. We're here to breathe and take a collective moment together. So in that moment, I'm sure you wouldn't want to make anyone else feel uncomfortable. Don't wish that for yourself. Bring in an essence of treating your body like a god. Like you really want to restore all of its energy and nurture it throughout your practice. So for me, a nurturing mudra, something I like to do with my hands to allow them to rest, although you might see me nervously throw them about, is to rest them facing up and let the fingers splay open. And take just a few breaths here to reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and then anchor yourself back into your seat. And where you feel your effort is, bring it down to about 50%. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Feel your ribs expand. And exhale out through the nose. Allow the effort in the torso to collapse. Let your fingers maybe relax open a bit more. Begin to feel the open space in the palm of your hand, in your fingertips, and the little creases in between. If it feels all right for you, we'll be here for a moment, so feel free to close the eyes and trust that I'll guide you into opening them if you need them. Right now, it might serve you best to look inward and to really take stock of how your body's feeling, how your breath is feeling, to close the eyes. And now take a fuller breath here. This time when you breathe, expand the belly out, almost pushing it out. When you exhale, simply let it relax. Especially let the belly relax. I have found in these times, oh, that phrase, in these times, yeah? Instant gripping on my gut, in my abdomen, in my ribs, my chest. Breathe into your belly, into your ribs. Find yourself nice and tall. And break that down. Let it release. Let it open just like your palms. With these open palms, take your left palm to your navel. Take a breath into your hand and release. Let it pull away. Take the right hand on top. Begin to press the elbows out to not break the line in your wrist. Spread those palms wide. Sit up so tall that you can press into your belly just gently, just to feel the sensation in the palm of your hand and around your navel. A little warmth. Take a big deep breath in. And begin to just rub in clockwise circles. And you can let this circle be as tiny, as unnoticeable, or as big and massage-like across the whole abdomen. Give your body what it's asking, what it needs, what it says, yep, that feels good, I would like more of that, please. And take another deep breath to grow a little taller, to lift your cervical spine, your neck, out of your shoulders, to let them rest fully away from the ears. Take a deep breath into your ears. Can you do the thing where you pull them back behind you? Move your eyebrows. Go ahead and go in the other direction with your hands. And now take the right hand, bring it to the top of your head, and begin to pat. Yep, we're already here. This is not as goofy as it gets, and this was also not a request, it was a demand. Laugh at yourself if it feels good, if it feels authentic, and then go ahead and switch hands. Patting with the left, circling with the right. Nice. Relax, let that go, let your arms rest, palms open once again. If there are any climbers out there watching, which I know, hand in hand, you're a slacker, you're a climber, you're an adventurer, we get it. Child forever. Me too. Let the arms reach out wide, fingers up towards the ceiling and then away from each other as far as they can go. Stretch those fingers wide, 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 wide. Squeeze them into fists. Squeeze them as hard as you can. You're holding on for dear life. Gravity would just suck me right back into all these records if I was not holding on this tight. And release, let it go. Spread the fingers wide, wide, wide. Feel where your arms want to go. If they want to be a little wider, if they want to take up more space, take up more space. And squeeze the fingers in. Feel the whole palm working, even the thumb. The thumb is not resting. It is actively squeezing. Your forearms are tight. Your shoulders are tight. All the way into the spine. Squeezing, squeezing. And flick the fingers open through your whole arm. Release, let it go. Stretch them out wide, wide, wide. Nice. Slowly bring them back down. Take a deep breath. If you want to move your legs around, if you're not feeling like this is serving you, switch it up, find somewhere else. I'm going to bring mine back to a cross-legged. And I'm going to rest my hands on my knees, and I'm going to go for some very tiny circles. Very itty-bitty tiny circles. When I do these circles, I'm going to notice where my weight shifts more than where it doesn't. So if there were little check boxes, like a clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know what I'm doing, all the way up to 12. I'm going to try to check all those boxes. And if that's too rigid, let it go, go to the other side. Moving around. Hi, Dan! Get Get this circle flowing and begin to move it all the way up into your creative center, right where my beautiful mandala is. My shirt by our own Victor. Love you if you're watching. Love you if you're not. So take this circle, make it more unnoticeable. If this is our full expression, hitting all of the marks on the clock, bring it to about 25%. Itty bitty teeny tiny. 25% working around, feeling the root, your tailbone, your perineum. That is where this balancing rod is that we are moving about, orbiting about. It's pulling us in closer and closer to our center, to our breath. And find that stillness just for a moment. We just explored some wonderful water movements, some wonderful air movements. Let's get into some fire. Options with your arms, take your palms together or let the arms stay engaged at your knees, extending from the shoulders. Find a nice tall spine. On each inhale, we relax the spine to come back to center. With each exhale, we're gonna twist as far as we can go without moving our hips, only from the navel up. And so inhale, let's go the other way, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Yep, it's a little quicker than you thought. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come back to center, relax the spine, do some seated cat-cows, letting the pelvis rock back, spilling the beans behind you. Inhale, spilling the beans in front of you. Lots of gossip going around these days. Don't get wrapped into it. It's crap, you know. Stick to what you know is truth. Stick to your center. Stick to loving your community. Allow this to be a little bit more expressive. If you want to round all the way forward, see how far forward your spine is willing to go today. Rock all the way back. Open up the chest. See how much your spine wants to bend open today. Go ahead and explore that. And then from here, if you're sitting facing the front of your mat, you got it. If you're not, go ahead and turn to where you're facing the front of your mat, place the palms in front of you, and draw the knees together. Remove something you're sitting on if you're sitting on it. And we're going to come into some cat-cows on our mat, but I'm going to put up some music, get into the flow of some things, some spaciness. So take a deep inhale, open up for cow. Exhale, round the spine, engage the arms, finally pushing the floor away. Inhale, rounding, lowering the spine. Exhale, press away. Maybe press all the way back to your heels. On your heels, begin to paw with your hands. So press into the palms, one shoulder at a time. Feeling the engagement all the way down into your back. Now take your hands out wider, maybe off the mat, and do the same thing. Just start to push in towards your shoulder blades, in towards your thoracic spine. You can go as wide out as you want. Notice how the lower half of your body starts to compensate. This is our first lesson in opposition. So when you want to bring weight onto one side of your body, the opposite side has to compensate. Come back to center, come back to neutral, rest the forehead on the mat. Let the temple draw from side to side, but at a quicker tempo than normal. Really press the forehead into the mat like you're massaging out all of those thoughts you were conditioned, all of the things that you know are not you. And with an inhale, walk the hands, couple handprints in front of your shoulders. Lift yourself up, rock the knees forward, and set yourself up back to a tabletop. Tuck the toes back behind you, and take a few more cat-cows. This time stretching the back of the heels, the metatarsal in the feet. Maybe you lift your knees up. I can smell some rain coming in through my window, and that's going to be really fun sounds for later. I'm stoked, you guys, but let me know if it becomes annoying and you can't hear me over it. I love thunder. Okay, so rocking forward over the wrists. Broaden your collarbones, reach your heart forward, lift the heels like you have a block between your knees. Keep your knees at this distance and begin to rock the heels back towards a downward dog and forward to a tabletop. If you'd like to rest your knees in between, go ahead, rest your knees in between. Take a full breath there if you want. Do this much slower than I'm doing it, if that's what feels better in your body right now. Do it much quicker, if that feels better in your body. And the next time that you find yourself back in a downward dog, finally let the chest rest forward. Take the hands a little bit wider than the shoulders. Angle your pointer finger directly in front of you and bring the eyes of your elbow to the front of the room or toward each other. Decide what feels more supportive for you. Decide what gives you a little bit more space for you to lift your navel out of the pelvic bowl and up towards the spine. What lets your heart open and drop down towards the mat, towards the back of the room, towards your thighs. Any point in class, you can come here to restore, to catch your breath, to come back to it. Or you can lower the knees down for child's pose. Begin to lift and lower the heels and explore the ankles together or one at a time. Asking your body, what do you need today? How can I serve you? How can I hold you? Bring your gaze up towards your thumbs, bend the knees, send the hips back towards the heels, and take one or two steps up to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Lower the head all the way, feel into that, feel into the spine. Draw the hands up to the shins, inhale, lift halfway, pull from your hips away from your shoulders. Lengthen the spine up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, half lift. Take the arms out wide. And those little twists we did before, we're going to do them now. So offer a gentle bend to your knees to help keep them secure so you're not pulling on them too much. Drop your right arm, lift the left. Bring your gaze where it feels okay, where it lets you breathe. Inhale, drop the left arm, reach the right arm up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower, right arm up. Last one, inhale, lower the left arm, reach, or the right arm, reach the left arm up. Exhale, left arm comes down, bending your knees far more generously than you were. Really let your legs take all of the weight of your torso. Grab opposite elbows and shake the spine in a yes and a nod. From the head all the way up to the tailbone. Shake the head no in a twist. Let the shoulders be involved. Be dramatic. As dramatic as you want. Take the arms out wide like an aeroplane through your flat back. Stand up nice and tall. Feel your legs helping and supporting you the whole way. Once you arrive, let the arms lower down. Maybe that was coming up a little too quick for some of us. Notice that. Notice if you need to slow down. Where's your heart rate? Where's your mind? Close the eyes. Notice this tiny dance that happens around your feet to help keep you balanced. Notice your muscles do their little engagements and releases to help keep you standing. Now be a little bit more intentional about it. Take yourself on a whirlwind on all four corners of your feet. Eyes are closed. Taking a full trust that your body knows how to catch you, that it knows how to react and respond. Those are two different things, yeah? So how are we throwing ourselves around? How are we catching ourselves? And open the eyes slowly. Lift the arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale. Take the palms back behind you. Big open up. Inhale. Lift all the way up. Exhale. Open like a bird. Two more just like that. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Bring your neck with you if you want. Exhale, open, slight bend in the spine. Last one, inhale, up. From here, we'll swan dive. Send the hips back, fold over the legs, lower the arms, drop the crown of the head. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands on either side of your feet or in front of them. Give yourself space to take a big plank. Step back, feel strong in this plank. Remember when we were sitting a moment ago, how easy that was? How much effort you had to put into making it look hard? if you're like me and you do that. Can we do the opposite? Can we make this feel like sitting? Can we maybe make it feel like dancing? Rocking forward and back, playing with your balance here, noticing your connection and support from the ground. Slowly start to reach forward, send the elbows back, bending them, heart forward, lower all the way down. Once you arrive, untuck the toes, squeeze them together, take the hands back behind you, rest your forehead on the mat. Slow your breath down. Inhale into the heart, exhale out through your back. Until all of your weight is fully trusting the support of the ground. Begin to squeeze the inner legs together all the way up to your upper thighs, all the way down to your ankles. Lift them a couple inches off the mat. And now before you lift them any higher, feel the muscles around your tailbone, this little triangle at the bottom of the spine. Hug those in towards the center. Without lifting the leg, hug those muscles in towards the spine. And then finally, start to bring the legs up to them. Find an angle where they are working. And on your next inhale, lift the chest, the shoulders, the chin. Keep the back of the neck long. Take one more deep inhale to stretch as long as you can. And exhale, release onto your right cheek. Just take 2 full breaths here with your head turned. Slowing the breath down. And at the bottom of this exhale, come back to your forehead. Squeeze the legs together. Reach the arms back behind you. We're going to start with the head first. Pick the hands up off the ground. Pinkies reaching towards the ceiling. Elbows in together. Shoulder blades together. Find those muscles in your sacrum once again. Hug them in towards the bone. Lift your chest up off the mat, your chin tucked in. Feel your sacrum holding you, anchoring you down towards your feet. With your next inhale, squeeze the legs together, lift the heels, the knees, the thighs. One more breath to grow as long as you can. Exhale, take the hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes back behind you. Make your way through a tabletop, through a plank, all the way back to downward dog. Deep inhale, bring the feet together, come back to your breath. Lift the right leg straight up. Take a full breath here. Feel the space between your left hip and your left shoulder. Can you lengthen it? Can you contract the opposite side, the right hip and right shoulder? Lift the left or the right leg higher. Exhale, drive that knee into your nose and then kick from the knee forward. Bring the toes up to the fingertips. Squeeze the right arm up to the ceiling. Pull your right hip down. Bring your body into a twist from the crown of your head down to your heel. Hands open wide, make a fist. Rock it out. Release that fist, release the twists. Let the right arm go. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, send the hips down, arms forward. Chair pose. In this chair pose, we're gonna try a little balance right away. We're just gonna get into all the ways we can balance. Swing the hands back behind you. Take the torso a little bit lower. Make sure your glutes are supporting you, and if you're not sure, take the palms to the outside of the knees and push the palms away with your knees. And then you'll feel your outer glutes. They'll be like, hello, hi, oh, okay, yeah, got it. Yeah? Keep that engagement, keep those glutes working, those guys helping out. They're so much bigger, so much more powerful. And notice how much little effort your breath needs when your glutes work better. Go ahead, lower the head, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, fold over. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale through a flat back, arms out wide like a bird. Your legs are supporting you all the way up. Lower the arms by your side. Lower your breath. Lower your vibration. Save your energy. Inhale, arms all the way up. Reach, option to bring your gaze up with them. Exhale, like a bird. Dive over the legs. Plant the hands on either side of your feet. And step back into a plank. Press through the toes to rock yourself forward. Lower down as slowly, as quickly as you'd like. And any back bend that you think serves you from the knowledge of our back bends before, what does your spine need today? What do your shoulders need today? Your wrists? Tuck the toes back behind you and make your way through tabletop or plank to downward dog. And walk the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg straight up. Find that balance on the opposite side again. From your right hip to your right shoulder. Make length in your torso. From your left hip to your left shoulder. Shorten it, pull it together. Nice. Exhale, drive your knee into your nose. Kick that foot forward. Lower your hip into this long lunge and lift your left arm up. Twist open. Find the longest line from your heel to the crown of your head. Make a fist with your left hand and rock it out. Mine makes so much noise. I could be a percussionist without any instrument and just like bend all my joints. Release the fist, release your fingers wide, release the lower hand. And step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, hips back. Chair pose. Find the outside edges of your knees. Push the knees into your hands. Feel your outer glutes. Nice. Now we're going to go through a quick motion here. I'm going to face you guys to do this. It'll be easier for me. So in our chair pose, where your arms feel supportive to you, if it's to get into that breather arm when you're on the slack line, we're going to do balances on one leg. So my knees stay bent here to support the joints, to support the synovial fluid, the jelly. My arms are out wide. Inhale, lift your right leg up and balance it. Just send it a little bit behind you. Keep it bent for now. And then up to maybe hip height. And exhale back behind you. Inhale the knee back up. Exhale, take it back behind you. And maybe stretch it out as wide as you can. Maybe find some support in your standing leg from the outer hip engagement, from the length on the left side and the shortening on the right. From your slacker arms, from your amazing body's ability to respond and react. Send the arms where it feels challenging. And on an inhale, we're gonna drive our knee up to hip height, which means our torso is gonna come up to fully standing at the same time. Just like that. And set the right foot down. All your weight is on it. Shake the left out. But like really shake it out, you know? You like my super tense building music? Because I love it, but it served its purpose. Cool. Coming back to it. For the left side. All your weight's in your right leg. Keep that right leg bent. Lift the left toe up. Take it up to hip height. Send it back behind you as you rock the torso forward. Inhale it back in front of you. Notice the tiny dance that's going on here in our legs to support this. And come up to center. And then this next time as we reach our torso forward and send our leg back, maybe we keep it straight. Maybe we begin to reach that heel and flex the foot and engage both legs to find our balance. And our awareness comes into our sides, between our shoulders and our hips, how they're helping each other out. God, she's gonna talk forever. Yes, yes, I am. Inhale where your arms feel challenged or where it feels fun. Maybe you can swim like a bird here. Play with some elemental inspiration. Try something, surprise yourself. And on your next inhale, bring the torso straight up over this leg and bring your knee to hip height. Whoop. And exhale, release, let it go. All your weight into the left leg. Stanky leg on the right. Nice. Coming into the front of your mat. Woo. Take a deep moment here to take the feet out wide. Not too wide, wide enough for a malasana squat if a malasana squat feels good to you. If it's a time where you'd like to grab a block or something to support yourself on, you don't like holding malasana, you can sit on it like this and then maybe find a little bit of engagement coming on and off of it periodically. Otherwise, if you feel like this is a restorative place to rest, this is easy in your body. Reach the heart through the knees. Forward, feel the belly lift and lengthen through the thighs. Stretch the arms forward. Send the hips down, down, down towards the heels. And pull your knees out and away from your shoulders, back behind your shoulders. If it feels okay in your neck, go ahead and lower the chin to your chest. Beautiful. Recall your intention here. Recall who your intention was for. Take a moment. Let your arms rest somewhere. Anywhere where they want to go. And recall who your intention was for, maybe who else it could be for. And then go ahead and release this stretch. Send the hips up to the ceiling. Let the head be heavy and low. Walk the toes under the heels, under the hips. Bend your knees and roll through the spine. So you come all the way up. The head is the last to arrive. I'd love to know how we're doing. Switch over to some live comments. So in the middle of your mat, if you're facing the front, go ahead and turn open so you can step into a wide pose. We've done a lot of chaturangas, a lot of stuff with our arms, and we'll continue to do some, but we're gonna get deep into these legs right now. So in a wide stance that feels supportive, not like it's a lot of effort to hold. Typically, if you take your arms out and your feet meet right underneath your wrists, that should be perfectly supportive for you and your body. But if not, modify to adjust how you know. So spread the mat out with your feet. And then take a few moments with your feet. Feel into them. Like you do when you're on the line. Does it feel good when it's between my toes? Does it feel good when my toes cup together and my arches lift and hug the line? So find that here for a moment and notice, just as you would on the line, how it vibrates all the way up the legs, into the pelvis, into the shoulders, the crown of the head, your thoughts. Take the arms out wide. Take a few moments to breathe. Stretch all the way over to your left. Push that right hip down, 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 down. Stretch, stretch, stretch to the left. Inhale back up through center. Heart reaches up to go over to the right. Push the left hip away. Down, 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 down. And the heart reaches up to come over. Let's do a few more of those with our own breath. On our exhale, we stretch. On our inhale, we rise. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, rise. Last one, left. And exhale to right. Nice. Take the arms up overhead. And then fold over like you would in a forward fold. Send the hips far back behind you. Engage the legs. The quads are hugging the bones. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold all the way over. Draw your navel into the spine. Slow your breath down. Slow your heart rate down. Take a few moments here. The whole world feels upside down. It has been so restorative to come back to my inversion practice, to be at one with the world, upside down. And then if you would like, you could bring your block over underneath you. Maybe it offers more spaciousness in your torso, more support. Use a height on your block or whatever object you have to give you more space. Bring your right hand on top of it underneath your face and inhale, come up to a twist. I think I put a T on the end of face there, so sorry I got period with you. And hold this for a few breaths. Pull the right hip back. Exhale, bring your gaze back down to your right hand. Replace the right with the left. Inhale, open up to your right side. Pull your left hip back. And exhale, gaze back down to your left hand. Both hands underneath you. Leave the block there or scoot it aside just a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips. Use the power of your legs, bent or straight, to pull you up. Feel it all the way through, glutes supporting you all the way up. Let's see some comments. Amazing. Love to hear this, guys. With our legs nice and wide, we're gonna go for another in motion balance, another way to activate these outer glutes as well as get just the reaction of our body a little bit more comfortable with the idea of maybe falling or suspending. Because right now time feels like an illusion and I feel like I am in a suspension, in a liminal place. So this is a fun way for us to embody that, at least I hope for you. Feel free to modify it in your body how it would feel best. So keep the knees nice and bent. They are going to both throw and catch. We're going to go over towards the right leg and lift the left leg. So what I mean is I'm going to push into my left leg and lift it up to about hip height and maybe find a suspension and then catch myself on the way down. Really easy, just like that. Let's do 4 on the left side and then switch to the right. Yeah? Okay, here we go for 1. Oh, and down. Inhale up and down. Inhale up. And last one, maybe hold it for a little bit longer. Gently lower it all the way down. And let's come over to the right side. So push off the right foot, lift it up to hip height. It helps me to keep the foot flexed and to keep my supportive leg bent and flowing. 2 more. Ooh, I'm gonna try to go up, 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 up. And exhale, lower it down. Catch yourself. Be like a wave. Relax, let it go. And now let's take up space. Arms out wide once again. Take up as much space as you can. Like an energy center. Pulling all the energy in. And expanding all the way out, out, out through your fingertips, through your feet. Take a deep breath, and we're gonna come from here with the same motion. Let's just do 2, but try to hold for as long as we can up in the air with our leg out to the side, supported by our standing leg. Bend either side you'd like. Go ahead once. Maybe you can lift your leg up a little higher. Maybe you can explore some balance, some other shapes. Maybe you can get creative. Maybe all of a sudden you feel like you're on a line. You're surrounded by everyone you love. You're at a festival. You maybe had some candy or some delicious food and you feel like dancing it out on this one leg. And then release and let it go. We'll go on to the other side. Go ahead, try to push off of the opposite leg that you just did. Hug it up, up, up. Feel how much energy it draws in. And then send it back out. Let it go with creative exploration. Nice, and send that leg down. Hands to the hips. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Send the hips back. Thighs hugging the bone. Hands stretched out wide as if in downward dog. Take the hands way out in front of the shoulders and begin to let yourself rock forward. The elbows bend to catch you. And then press yourself back. The hamstrings catch you. Stretch out your range of motion in your hips. Find that little bitty suspension there where maybe you push off the ground. Woo! And you almost fall backwards. Nice. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Relax. Come back to your breath. Slowly start to heel toe the feet back to your center. And from here, lower the seat down to your heels. Lift the heels up if you must. Come into broken toe pose. One more bitty balance. I say one more, but I studied dance for 16 years, so I'm a liar. Palms at your heart center if that feels okay, or you can rest the hands on the thighs or keep them out by your side. Whatever is supportive in this balance. Take a few breaths to lift one knee at a time. If you have this range of motion, another way that could be supportive is to bring the blocks over and try that out with the blocks at your side. Stretching the feet out, giving some weight into your blocks. Or near a couch, a wall, a windowsill. This is a great thing to do if you've got a lot of pain in the front inside of your knee or back behind the calves and the Achilles. You will feel sore, but it'll be good. Lower the heels down, extend the hamstrings, lower the head down. Stretch that guy out one more time. And bring your gaze back to the front edge of your mat. Walk those blocks over if you have them. If you don't, that's okay. We're going to take a supported half fold. And then as we exhale, we can release those blocks or use them as counterbalance to sit all the way back and down. Feet out in front of you. If you do want to use your blocks here, you can. If you have them, you can squeeze them between the thighs for a little bit of Vipassana. If you're not using a block today, you could also use a blanket, or you could do something I like to do, and that is just notice the space between my knees and try to maintain it. And notice the activation in my feet and try to bring them to an equal place. So I'm pushing on the inside of both of my feet. Spreading my toes out wide together. Keeping this energy between my knees all the way down to my heels. And exhale, cross the left foot in, then the right. Another place to use those blocks, if you have them, or books or anything of that nature, is by your side. If not, that's okay. You can still do this and still get the same feeling and result. This is just a little bit more space. Yeah? Pressing into those, lift up. Start to lift one foot towards your butt off the ground at a time. If you can get both, amazing. Take your breath here. See how long you can hold it out. And lower one or both feet. However many you head up, release those blocks if you have them to the side. Bring the knees back together. Come back to your Vipassana. Hands up for balance or down to help you elongate the spine. And then let's cross the right foot in first, left after. Bring those blocks over if you have them. If not, place the palms down or maybe use fists if your wrists are a little tired at this point. Maybe with the thumbs out. So thumbs up and then down. And then press to lift. Round the top of the spine. Let the shoulders come forward to give you a little bit more space and to engage the front half of the body. Lift one foot or maybe both. Pulling them in towards your chest. And take one more breath to exhale. Release, lower all the way down. Remove these blocks. And then extend your legs out long in front of you. And we're going to come onto our right side. Kind of like a mermaid. Cool. So onto your right side. Rest your head on your elbow. This is my favorite balance. It's my favorite way to balance. It's my favorite exercise to do. It is something I learned in physical therapy, so it is very good for me. I hope it feels very good for you. This is called Vishnu's Couch. And in Vishnu's Couch, they're just supposed to look like royalty. It's supposed to look like this is effortless. Like it feels good to lay on your side, and maybe that is the case in your body. Maybe you have that comfort. So let's find a way to make it a little bit more challenging and engaged. Create a straight line from either your elbow or the crown of your head all the way down to your heels. And then take this hand, it can either stay here to help balance you, or you can rest it on top of your left thigh and lift that leg up until your foot is over your shoulder. If you were to turn your head and look, you could see your toes. Yep. On your next inhale, extend that bottom leg and begin to lift it up to join it. If you'd like to point and flex the toes, you can really feel the engagement in your groin and the front intercostal muscles. And then go ahead, lower those feet down. Stretch the top leg way long. Reach your left arm over. And stretch out that whole side of the body. Nice. Twist on over to the other side. I'm going to do a fancy move for you. Woo! And we'll try this on our left side. So embody Vishnu. Embody that royalty sitting on your couch, your throne, receiving. What energies do you want to be receiving? Being intentional about that. Set yourself up. Create a straight line, a path to what you hope to receive. Choose what kind of support you need along the way. To place the fingers in front of you, or if it's more supportive, to be challenged right now. To try what's harder. And then go ahead, inhale and lift the right leg up until you can peek over the right shoulder and see those toes facing forward. Engage this leg, help it support you, and then when you're ready on your next inhale, lift that bottom leg up to join it. Ooh, this is a challenge indeed. Go ahead and point and flex those toes. Feel it engage in your obliques. Just underneath them. And And then go ahead, lower this whole shape down, stretch the right leg long, stretch the right arm up overhead, away from one another. Nice, draw that right knee up towards your left shoulder and thread the left arm out in front of its shoulder. Take the right arm over for a gentle twist. And then take this right arm, bring it up overhead like a snowman until it finds its way all the way back around to meet the left hand. Pull your left knee back on top of the left leg, or your right knee on top of the left leg, and make your way over onto your belly. Now when you make your way onto your belly, you can go ahead and create a pillow with your hands, otherwise known as crocodile pose. Bring the feet together. And spend a moment here in your breath, just noticing how both sides feel. You've just done a gentle twist on one and have yet to do the other side. And maybe if there's any information you can gather from your body about how it feels or what it needs. And with that in mind, take your right arm up over your head. Use your left limbs, arms and leg, to roll onto your right side and draw the left knee up. Take the right arm so it's in line with the right shoulder and open the left arm out. Find your gentle twist on this side. And the same thing as the other side. Start to take the left arm up overhead, circling its way back to meet the right. And extend the left leg long. Bring the right arm back underneath the right side. Create that crocodile pose with your hands. Rest the head, draw the inner thighs together, reach the toes back. And for our last balance, we're going to balance our hearts. Maybe they've spent a lot of time rolling forward, and you can keep your head rested on your hands, but I'll lift my head up so I don't sound like I'm muffled. Maybe we spend a lot of time with our shoulders rolled forward and our hearts a little caved and a little sullen. Let's take an opportunity to bask in what a beautiful teacher that can be. What lessons we can learn from when we're not shining brightly, when we are more of a shadow ourselves than a light, and how that's okay. And then with that in mind, bend your knees, bring your heels over the knees. And begin to extend as long as you can from your shoulders, through the ribs, through the abdomen, the hips, all the way to the tops of the knees. Extend and press down into the mat. Feel those glutes engage. And start to lift your heels like you're pushing away all the bad energy, all the things that inhibit you. And those things are often directed at ourselves, so put it behind you. And then with the arms, start to reach the arms back behind you. Rest the legs, keep the knees bent so the heels are over, but just rest them, let them relax. And slowly start to pull the heels in towards your glutes and feel how that activates the hamstrings. Squeeze the inner thighs together until you feel your toes touch. Going nice and slow here so you can slow your breath down, so you can slow your heart down.
You can be in this moment. Take the hands back behind you. Reach for your feet. Grab along those ankles anywhere you can. And if your feet came apart, try to hug them back together. And this tiny bind, pulling everything in toward your tailbone, it feels. Drive the knees forward and lengthen the front half of your body into the mat like we did before. On your next inhale, press your feet into your hands. Maybe your chest starts to come up. Start to lift the knees and press the feet more into your hands. Maybe your chin has lifted and we can keep the back of the neck long, but bring the gaze up just a couple inches. Take a few more breaths here. Maybe start to rock. And feel yourself as a wheel. Feel the strength from your psoas, from your QLs, assisting in this motion here. How you can go through the wheels of things. You can go through these cycles. Release your feet down towards your glutes. Rest the shoulders, rest the head. Release the hands from the feet. Let the feet stay over the knees and take them from side to side like windshield wipers. Arms rest wherever's comfortable. When we try to constantly go through these cycles and fight against them and make them so much harder than they are, well, they become just that. Lower the feet down. Extend your right arm long and turn onto the left cheek. We make these cycles a lot harder than they are and than they have to be. Sometimes it's better just to roll through it, to become the wheel. Keep reaching that right arm far, 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 far away. And then go ahead, turn onto the right cheek. And then extend the left arm, reach it far, 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 far away. And turn on over to the left cheek. Slow the breath down. Slow the thoughts down. Hug the ground, hug the earth. Tell her thank you for supporting me. Thank you for having me. I'm your guest as long as you'd like. And walk the hands in under the shoulders. Choose a side to roll onto. And hang out on that side for just a moment. Go ahead and inhale. Press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Sure, with the Facebook Live, I hope that we're still going and I have a moment here to close out this practice with you. To be respectful of time, I wanted to omit Shavasana and allow you that in your own time. And before we go, I want to say that it is my honor to share this practice with you, to have you share your practice with me, whether I could share its energy in the same room or not. To know that the student in me honors the student in you, and the teacher in me honors the teacher in you and empowers you to share what you can teach with your community as well. It brings me a lot of joy, a lot of breath. So with that, I'd just like to say, may all beings everywhere be happy, safe, peaceful, and at ease, and may my thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that. See you guys next time, breathers.